Welcome back. Before the break, we were talking to our guest today, Dr. Ghayasudding Siddiqui, about the Muslim Institute, of which he was the founder, co-founder, and presently he is the senior fellow of Muslim Institute. Dr. Siddiqui, the Muslim Institute was established because there was some sort of the Muslim community was suffering kind of a shock. They were not up to the level of the mainstream intellectuals, and it was a very good move. But how did you go about your activities? You said that you organized debates, and which drew attention of many Muslims and individuals coming from different parts and different classes of the society. And I asked you about the funding, and you said that the funding came from the people who participated.
From the people who participated,
yes. Right. Some of your time is spent on supporting some of the causes, isn't it? And that is one of the very interesting causes, end to forced marriages. Last night on BBC, one of the channels, I don't remember which one, so they were doing a program on forced marriages, and they said, I'm not sure, they said 8,000 forced marriages were being conducted every year in this country. Is that?
Well, just before I go to answer that question, I just want to say that, you see, in those days, we are talking about 1972, 73. Mm-hmm. At that time, there was a large number of Muslims who came to this country were basically unskilled workers.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And the new generation that we find today, they were just being born,
kids,
or kids. So there were no educated class in this country.
Mm-hmm.
This has happened since then. Now we have a generation highly qualified, highly educated, and so on and so forth. So things have changed completely. But at that time, all the educated Muslims who were in this country were either professional doctors who came for that very
mm-hmm,
purpose,
mm-hmm.
but otherwise they were just illiterate masses here. So this change has taken place since then.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have people of all backgrounds there.
Yeah, we have doctors, engineers,
Absolutely.
lawyers.
And all born, brought up, educated here in
Yes.
this country.
Mm-hmm.
So this change has come since then.
And to most of them, English is their first language.
Absolutely, absolutely. At least outside the house.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. But
Sorry,
that problem of forced marriages hasn't gone away.
No.
Despite
I think
education.
the problem of forced marriage, I think my personal view is that there is a lot of awareness
Mm-hmm.
in the community about this evil action that exists. But many years back, children were growing to basically first generation Muslims. And for parents, the only people they knew could trust and rely were, of course, their own children of their own relations.
Mm-hmm.
And so they felt that the safest route is to marry your daughter or your son.
Cousins.
So cousin marriage. So this is how it started. But the important thing was that whether the other side is ready
Mm-hmm.
to accept this relationship. And in most cases, these marriages were not compatible.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so we had a lot of issues in regard to marriages. People were being forced to marry somebody they have not met, they have not seen, and
It's coming from a different background.
Absolutely. I mean, for example, a young girl was being married to somebody who was in Azad Kashmir,
Yeah.
or some Memon Singh.
Yeah.
I mean, they were simply did not know each other.
Right.
And when they met, they were, of course, strangers. In fact, people who were brought up in Pakistan or Bangladesh, however good they might be, but to the party who is living here, brought up here, born here, that person was a stranger.
Yeah.
A stranger, the way he spoke,
He's thinking.
thinking in everything. So the relationship was incompatible, and it didn't work. So we had a lot of problems, and as a result, we had to run a major campaign that, for God's sake, don't marry your son or daughter to somebody even you do not know. So there were lots of casualties, and but I think my feeling is, although of course this problem has not disappeared.
Well, how was it sorted out? I'm interested in that. The marriages broke.
No,
they went their own way.
Of course. I mean, there are lots of casualties, and also back home, our boys were not trained to how to treat the other side. So there were all kinds of problems, and in our part of the world, women are treated as second-class citizens anyway. So largely the problem was the girl was born here, brought up here, and she was going to be married to somebody thousands of miles away. They have not met, they have not seen, and sometime educated to that level.
Yeah.
So these were problems which are creating, and the relationship, when they met, things would break down.
Yeah,
And there were a lot of suffering,
the unfortunate thing is that this is happened despite education. It's happening even now.
Of course. No, but I think my personal feeling is that now at least parents are aware, because now forced marriage has become illegal. I mean, even parents know that they cannot force their daughter or son, in fact.
So they find other ways.
Well, they know it's not going to work, and if a woman is insisting that it will continue, then of course the matter will go to police, courts, and so on and so forth, and they cannot sustain it.
Yeah, a lot of social workers are involved in such circumstances.
No, I know, but now they have become aware. But we are talking about the time when things was
new, and
there were. Now there's a lot of ground support as well.
Right.
There are organizations which are there to support the victims of forced
right.
marriage.
Dr. Ghayas, you are a patron of Guantanamo Human Rights Commission.
Yes.
How did you go about it? Because it was something which was very sensitive, isn't it?
Well, you see, after 9/11, a lot of people were arrested for being involved or having sympathetic to that cause.
Yeah.
And they were sent to Guantanamo Bay. We ran a campaign here that they should be people be fairly tried and then punished, rather than just arrested and sent to Guantanamo Bay. But I think, only a couple of days ago, we had the last British survivor who is about to come back.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. And I think this whole episode is coming to an end now.
Alhamdulillah. We have a lot of things on our plate, like we have mosques, Muslim schools,
Yes.
media,
Yes.
Local politics, extremism, Islamophobia,
Yes.
and
Well,
halal
Muslim
food,
community is full of problems.
halal food authority.
Indeed, indeed.
We have a lot on our plate, you see, and
Indeed,
we
indeed.
will nibble slowly and
Absolutely, with pleasure, with pleasure.
this question of Muslim schools, what do you feel?
I don't know. I mean, personally, I've always been against.
Why?
The reason is, I think one basic thing that we have all have to understand, that to bring children, I think, is a mutual responsibility of both husband and wife.
That's right.
But this was not so some years back. Things are changing. Alhamdulillah, large number of our boys and girls are educated and they are getting married. So they come from a good start. So both are educated and both can contribute.
Right.
But there was a time when this was not happening. So, and there were a lot of problems. My personal view is that when it comes to education and training, parents have to take responsibility of their children, both husband and wife, father and mother, and together they should make collective decision what we are going to do. And I think it is possible that if both husband and wife are sensible people, they know that these are our children and we are responsible for their future, to guide them, help them grow and all that.
Are you
For I think, I mean, I am not sure Muslim school actually performed that role. I've never been very happy. So in my case, I have not even sent my children even to a mosque, because when you
For studies.
Huh?
For studies.
For studies, even not Islamic studies. My feeling was that is home which is important. Alhamdulillah, my wife is a maths graduate,
Yes.
so there was no problem. She will, and she had made sure that all our children are given all the help and advice that is needed to grow up as an adult and mature person. So I think I've never been happy with Muslim schools. I've never supported it, although there are a number of Muslim schools exist at the moment. But I always said that your home is your first school, and your mother and of course father.
Some claim that the Muslim schools are doing very well, and the results
I don't know.
they show.
I don't know.
The results they show, of course, that
You see, they are also creating a problem. You see the problem of Islamophobia we're talking about.
Yep.
It also generates Islamophobia. When we say we are going to teach our children separately from yours.
Right.
So it creates this uncomfortable relationship.
But it was not so when they had Catholic schools separate and Church of England schools separate.
No, that is true. That is true. But I think.
Okay, for this answer, we'll have to come back after this break.
Islam was a new religion which is being introduced in this society.
Okay.
And I think we have to create some kind of acceptability in the society before we embark on these kind of projects.
Very good point, Dr. Ghayas. We take a commercial break, and when we come back, we'll definitely go on to that topic. Thank you for being with us. We are going to come back soon after this short break. Thank you.